Hey, what's going on, y'all? Another down and dirty video. Um, Today, this will be my second video with respect to growing my beard. Um, for those of you who are even remotely interested, my first video I did last month, and that was the beginning of my year-long journey with respect to growing my beard. I come from a profession where I couldn't really do that before. I'm now retired, and I recently decided to grow it out for a while. Okay, so it's not a challenge, it's just something that I wanted to do. All right, so that being said, today I wanted to do two things. I wanted to note my progress as it is February 28th. I am now completing my second month of my year-long journey. I wanted to show you my progress or lack thereof. I also wanted to go over my morning routine. It's a very simple morning routine, but wanted to go over it and tell you why I do what I do. Okay, so very quickly, from the front on view, you'll see that the hairs on my chin, and you may not even be able to see the full growth of it, but the hairs on my chin are running like rabbits. Like they're really growing out really fast. All right, mustache is coming in nicely. Hair under here, although white, so you can't see the contrast as well, still growing in nicely. Love all of that. Left side profile, you'll see that again, very sparse, bald spot up here, but I am starting to see this fill in. My right side is a little bit stronger, and again, I'm starting to see this in here fill in, and there are some runaways in here. There are some hairs that are under here that are almost an inch long already. And I don't know why that is, but I'm hoping that the rest of it catches up. And again, I'll have the little bald spot, which I've always had right over there. And in subsequent videos, we'll talk about that. So that being said, you'll see the white is coming in. Last video that I did have some hair coloring in it. It was some natural hair coloring. You can see that the brown, which was the color that I used, is still in there, which I'm amazed about. This was an all natural hair coloring. And my next video will be about that, and to address some of the issues with respect to people not being happy with the way their beards look when they first start out. But we'll talk about that then. So very quickly, although it's 4:30 in the afternoon, first thing I do when I get out the shower after co-washing. So we know that we co-wash 6 days out of the week. Only 1 day out of the week do we actually use shampoo or soap of some sort. The reason why we do that is because the co-washing, which is using conditioner only to wash your beard, allows you to clean your beard, but it also prevents the complete stripping of oils that you would use. So it keeps the buildup down, and it allows you to clean it. It smells good, you're clean, but you don't want to strip away the majority of the wheat, the oils and the things that the products that you're putting into your hair, all right, or your beard rather. So again, those of you who have watched the video know that I use a proprietary blend of oils. I use wild growth hair oil, wild growth hair conditioner, and I use a scented argan oil because the first two are very strong, very industrial smelling, definitely not what you want to be putting on and going to work, whatever the case is. I spend a lot of time in my car because I do a lot of ride share driving, Uber driving, stuff like that. But same thing, if I have passengers in my vehicle, I don't want them smelling the oil that smells like I've been working like a mechanic or something like that. All right, so I use the argan oil to soften that smell. Now, what I started doing after I made that first video is I started using a light coat of scented oil to go on top of that oil that I was using, the proprietary oil. The reason why I did that is because it left the beard smelling very fresh and very nice, depending upon the oil that you use. So the beginning of March, I decided that I want to now migrate from that particular oil and I want to start using coconut oil. I don't value the coconut oil for any attributes with respect to growing my beard. I just like the way it smells, and I wanted to see how that goes with my proprietary oils. So I'm already partially through the process. Hopefully this will be a quick video. I've already added about 2 capfuls, typically in the morning, 2 capfuls of my proprietary oil. And I work that into the beard, all over, down to the roots, down to the skin as best I can. Back, forth, sideways, all that good stuff. Mustache, everything. Okay. Once I complete that, then the next thing I do is I go for my scented oil. I'm going to do that now because I already added the other oil. And again, it is 4:30 in the evening, and I had to get up very early this morning, so I didn't really want to go too heavy with these oils, and I can tell you that I'm liking the smell of the coconut oil already, and it's to the point where I really don't even smell my proprietary oils. Now, if you notice, I'm not really rubbing it into my beard because the purpose of this oil is not to rub into the beard, not to work it into the beard. It's simply to cover the existing proprietary oil that I've used and give me the best smell overall. All right, so once I do that, then I begin the combing process. Now, my hair was very moist as I had gotten out the shower. Still is. But again, I'm using an oversized comb. And if you ask why I'm using such a big comb with respect to relatively little beard, the reason why I do that is because it's very easy to go through the hair. It still combs the hair, especially the long part, because I actually need it on my chin. I'm able to get down to the roots. I'm able to detangle, and I'm able to do that with very little breakage. Now, some people will say every hair is precious. Every hair is. I'm not trying to lose any hair, but my goal is to reduce the amount of breakage and hair loss in the beard, as opposed to saying I'm not going to lose just one beard. So the goal is, you want to look down in the sink, you want to check your comb, you don't want to see any hairs on your beard. All right, so that's why I use the big oversized comb, especially on my chin, to start. Yes, to start. Now this comb will continue on the actual chin part. All right, now what I do is I use one of 2 combs, whichever one I feel like using, to handle the very light areas of my beard, my mustache, the little bit in between here. And again, I have nice growth in here, nice shape. I keep that kind of lined up a little bit. I keep the hairs off of my lip, the line of my lip, but I also have started training my hair as it's gotten a little bit longer, to start combing it in the directions that I want to comb it in. Now, traditionally, I like to comb my mustache down, but what was happening is I was starting to get hairs in my mouth because it started growing so long, and I didn't really like that. But I didn't really want to cut those hairs because I wanted the growth to come from the highest points of my face as opposed to down here, which is where it grows very quickly. So I use this long comb pretty much most of the time. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to kind of comb it down and to the sides. That's typically what I do. And then the same thing on this side. I comb this down, and I'm using the small end of the comb, obviously, to do that. And I'm getting those little hairs right underneath the bottom lip line. Okay? And then I use this end to comb the very light areas of the back of the beard. All right, and I can already see my strategy. I'm not worried about that bald spot. I'm not worried about the lighter portions of the beard towards the back here, because number one, I can see that they're starting to fill in, much more curly, little naps down here. All right. Same thing on this side. But what I do realize is I'm going to get growth from up here, which I'll be able to comb down and cover up that bald spot. And I'm going to get growth from here. So over time, these hairs, even though they're growing faster, but I'll be able to use these hairs to kind of blend in with the hairs behind it. And eventually when I get that growth, should cover that up nicely. Hopefully we'll see that in the next few months. Everybody will tell you patience is the key. All right, so that's basically it for the morning routine. From there, I just, I usually have some oil all over my face kind of thing, so on my nose. So what I do is I just kind of dab with a paper towel. I go over the hairline, especially in the front. I do that in the back by the ear. I typically will let the oil kind of hover in these areas. Even though I line it up, I let it grow because I let the oil stay there because that hair is constantly growing. And if I don't keep it moisturized, I'll start to feel that itchy feeling that most of us know we have when we first start to grow that beard. And I don't want to keep on going over that every time I should trim or whatever. So that's basically it. With that being said, the next video will be sometime towards the end of next month. We'll go over my progress. My next video, I want to talk about coloring your beard and using that as a way to be happy with the appearance of your beard so that you won't be tempted to cut it. I guess that being said, feel free to comment, like, subscribe. In the description, I'll include some of the products that I'm using once again. Very quickly, just remember that I'm using these supplements. I'm not just taking biotin. I choose to take a combination of products or a product that has a combination of ingredients in it that facilitate hair growth rather than just biotin by itself. So this product has biotin in it, but it also has some other vitamins and things in it that I feel more comfortable using. So that being said, sky's the limit. Stay frosty. I'll catch you on the next one.